So government travel spending in question. You saw the headlines. I think it may have been yesterday or the day before. More than $4 million spent on travel in about 3 months or so. Prime Minister Davis, though, says, listen, that spending was justified. And he is doing important business on, like Leslie Miller says, on behalf. I like how he says that, on behalf of the people of the Bahamas. How do we feel about the amount spent and the time that was spent? And was it warranted?
You know, I would like to remind the Prime Minister of his words when he said to the Bahamian people, you know, you have to become fiscally prudent and cut back on spending because hard times is coming. Okay, let me remind you, Prime Minister, hard times is coming. Cut back on spending. I mean, I know that there are key conventions that we have to attend to, whether it's CHOGM, whether it's whatever, but you have to be able to shrink down your delegation. You can't carry the whole Bahamas with you every time you go. And
what do you think is the size of the delegations?
Of course, because you have daily per diems, you have hotel accommodation, and like I tell you, when you go travel with the government, you live in the best 5-star, and the hotels know the government is coming, their rates going up. The rates don't drop because the governments are coming here. The rates goes up because they know whatever the rates are, the governments can pay.
They will pay.
And so, but we have to be wise in that because are there some conventions or some conference that we could opt out? Because we know the country is not in a good position financially. And if you know that the country is not in a good position financially, you cannot keep exasperating that same scenario over and over. Because at the end of the day, though, you know, who's bearing the load of this $4 million in a few months? That's on the taxpayers. That's added to the national debt. And so Mr. Davis has to be responsible in that regard because you understand and you know quite well, you know exactly where the financial position of the Bahamas is. We are in a bad position. And so you have to be wise and say, listen, you know, I understand we got to go here and there, but when you make trips, though, for me, I think you have to look at your ROI on these trips. You know, so if you're going to spend $30,000 on a trip, you got to make sure at the end of the day you bringing in $50,000 for the country. Not you went up with some promise from some lady from the IMF who say I may give you all something. Don't go there and spend that kind of money for me. Go there and spend that kind of money knowing that you're bringing back something tangible for the Bahamas. And so that's what it's all about because, you know, you have to engage people on the international level, yes. But if you engage in them and you ain't coming back with nothing, that's a wasted trip. You know, I don't want to just send you to...
But it isn't credit to be given for at least making an attempt, trying?
Yeah, but I mean, we've been making attempts for 50 years. Look where we are. Our country is in the doldrums right now. We cannot continue to make attempts. We got to make concrete and whatever decisions we make, whoever we meet with, we got to know that we're coming back with something tangible for the Bahamian people. Whether that be opportunities for Bahamian business in these jurisdictions, whether that being actual tangible grants, maybe one of my loans or bring back grants. You know all the programs we have for the field in education. We know we need serious assistance in that regard. So wherever we go, let's target what we need. But you cannot come back and say, you know, we working on behalf of the Bahamian people, but you ain't bring nothing to the table. We spent $4 million and we got nothing from it. That's not the way it should be done. That's not the way we should be doing it.
Please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also follow our TikTok account. Thanks.